Welcome back guys to Fog Racing, and we are here for your F1 Belgian Grand Prix driver ratings. A wee bit delayed, I'll accept that, but tell you what, Belgian Grand Prix it's probably the most frustrated I've ever been that I can recall. Well, I was going to say that I've ever been, but then I was going to say 2021 Belgian Grand Prix, but to be honest folks, I understand why I didn't go racing that day. It was fucking treacherous. I actually understand it, you know what I mean? See this weekend though, I think they dropped the ball on pretty much every occasion. Like, see the spray. I mean, see when you can go to slicks within 5 laps after the safety car, that was a rolling start, not a standing start. You've lost me. And a lot of people that grew up watching this sport back in the day, man, not these people that just get into it because they drive to survive, right? I've been watching since the fucking 2000s. And there'll be people before me, you know, 80s, 90s, etc., that watched full wet race. I mean, the European Grand Prix 2007, Fuji 2008, all these fucking epic races in the wet. And what do you get now, man? Honestly, it's like China 2009, and you know, even in like the early 2000s as well. But that race, man, it was just pathetic. And yeah, driver ratings, I don't even really want to do them. But Bortoleto, some good points for him. Obviously, it was a sprint. I don't even have the results in front of me, folks. Personally, I don't care. Bortoleto, I give a 9. Hulkenberg, they just threw away a point. Is it his fault? I don't know. You know, kind of their own fault for just doing it. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Moving on to AlphaTauri, Isaac Hadjar, what an absolute stinker weekend. I will give him a 2 out of 10. Liam Lawson, what will I give Liam Lawson? Some decent points in the bag for, I said AlphaTauri, didn't I? What are they called now? Racing Bulls. I'll give him an 8. Alpine, Gasly, probably drive well. It wasn't the worst car this weekend. I'll give him a 9. His teammate, I'll give a 5. Aston Martin, I'm just going to give them both 2 5s out of 10. That car looked brutal. And again, they actually got shafted, the 2 Aston Martins. You all know why they get shafted? Because they set up for a wet race, right? And because of that, they get shafted because after 5 laps, the track was dry, when they could have flourished in full wet conditions. I mean, it's unfair, man, it is. So 2 5s. Haas up next. But anyway, Haas is very weird because 2 very different kind of, I mean, I'll give Ocon an 8 because the sprint was fantastic. Berman, I'll give a 6. Williams, I will give Albon a 9. I thought he had a great race. Sainz, I'll give Sainz a 7 because you've got to factor in what he did in the sprint. But the sprint's obviously worth less points. I think that's all the midfield team's done, isn't it? Off the top of my head. Is it? I think it is, I'm trying to think. Racing Bulls, Haas, Aston Martin, Alpine, Sauber, and what's that other team? Williams? Nah, that's them all done. Right, moving into the top 4 teams. Mercedes, Kimi Antonelli, it's a fucking 0 out of 10. This guy, you know, he's driving the 4th fastest car this weekend. I think there's no real fucking complaints about that. They were the 4th fastest. They're slower than the other 3 teams, right? But just so fucking bad, man. At least with Hamilton, well, he got some points in the race, and at one point was the fastest car on track. I mean, well, Kimi Antonelli actually can make that claim. He got a few fastest laps, didn't he? But the point still stands. He was pretty crap. Then, yeah, we'll just give him a 0. It's a really much one of the worst weekends you'll fucking see without crashing. This guy's form has nosedived off a cliff, and you know, you take away like a podium in Canada, there's not much to report on for this guy. As for Russell, really shitey, quiet weekend for the guy. Kind of anonymous. I'll just give him a 6 out of 10. Moving into Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton. So Lewis Hamilton out in Q1 both times. Yeah, sometimes with mistakes, sometimes with track limits. Finished 7th. I'm going to give Lewis Hamilton a 4. I don't know how that guy got driver of the day. You take the car that your teammate got P3, you go for like 70 or the pit lane, the P7, and some people almost like forgive your qualifying and your sprint race. I'm not going to forgive it. For me, it was absolutely fucking atrocious. So yeah, better luck next time, son. Don't really understand it. From a Hamilton perspective, why people just keep like giving him like a pass, man. Like, this is a fucking 7-time world champion in a car that finished third. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he's finished 7th, guys, in Q1 in both two qualifying sessions. I just don't have. Yeah. As for his teammate, I thought Leclerc pretty much dragged the maximum out of that car. Guys normally associate it with having absolute shiters in wet races, but he finished third, so I'll give Charles Leclerc a 9 out of 10. Red Bull, Yuki Tsunoda, it was looking a lot better than what I had done recently for this guy, and then it all came crumbling down yet again. So I will give Yuki Tsunoda I'll give him a 4 out of 10. Well done, son. Verstappen won the sprint, finished 4th. I will give Max Verstappen a 9 out of 10. Quite similar to Leclerc, but he actually won the sprint, didn't he? And then McLaren, look at Lando Norris, finished 3rd in the sprint, finished 2nd in the race despite pole position. I'll give you a 7, man. I think he's fucking threw away a win. I mean, yeah, just the safety car restart was shite from him, and it's cost him a load of mistakes as well on the hard tyre when he could have caught Oscar. And then his teammate finished 2nd in the sprint, won the race. I'll just give you a 9. It's not a perfect weekend, is it? I mean, I think to actually get a 10, man, you do need to have some form of a perfect weekend, or I mean, like Hulkenberg didn't have a perfect weekend in Silverstone, but the guys went for like last to 3rd in a wheelie bin, so that's a 10. That's an 11. That's an a billion, brother. Anyway, that's your driver ratings for the Belgian Grand Prix. Hungarian predictions probably tomorrow. Hopefully it's better. No guarantees though.